All right, we've got one more story I want to get to today, and it brings us to CNN. The cozy relationship between the establishment media and the Pentagon was on full display yesterday in the Pentagon briefing room. It's the place where reporters go so that the deep state plants stories inside the mainstream media. When you're in this room, you're on one of the, Associated Press, CNN, you're one of the big boys, right? So basically an arm of the Pentagon. And most of the people that show up in these Pentagon briefing rooms are tools of the deep state. Not at Redacted, because we're not invited to that room. If we were there, we would actually ask serious questions instead of parroting the bullshit that they feed to you. And when I say deep state, I actually mean the permanent government, the unelected permanent government. So yesterday was the last day that Barbara Starr, the reporter from CNN, was on the job. It was her last time at a Pentagon briefing. She's leaving CNN, retiring after so many years. And she was there at the Pentagon for many, many years, parroting their talking points and then regurgitating those things on CNN. So, of course, they would really be sad to see her go. Who is going to, sit in her place now and carry the water for the Pentagon? So here is Barbara Starr. You probably recognize her over the years. You've seen her on CNN. There she is, parroting all sorts of Pentagon talking points and carrying the water for the Pentagon. So here was the moment yesterday when the Pentagon decided to devote a portion of their press conference to thank Starr for her, quote, service to the Pentagon. Watch this.
So before we conclude here, I just have one last final thing to say. Would like to take this opportunity to say farewell to our media colleague, Miss Barbara Starr. Barbara has reported for CNN for over 20 years and has been a fixture in the Pentagon press corps, and today marks her final day with CNN after a storied and truly impressive career. So Barbara, on behalf of Secretary of Defense Austin, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Milley, and the entire Department of Defense, I would like to extend a special congratulations and thank you for your many years of timely, insightful, and important reporting on our nation's most pressing defense issues. And as someone who has worked with you for many of those last 20 years, and someone who has had to take your late night phone calls and emails and answer your tough but fair questions, I can say from personal experience that the U.S. public and audiences worldwide have been well served by your in-depth reporting from the Pentagon, your journalistic integrity, and your determination to tell the stories of service members worldwide and to ensure the government and DoD remain transparent and accountable to the taxpayers and the American public they serve. Congratulations again, and we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you very kindly.
And a standing ovation for carrying the water for us for so many years. Our colleague. So there are plenty of tweets in celebration of this stunning moment, and I just love the tweets. I love the Ukrainian flag in this guy's Twitter bio, by the way. Respect from your peers. That's nice to see. So applause all around. Here's another one, Anthony Hatcher. This is refreshing and delightful on so many levels. Respect for journalism. Hashtag respect for... No, it's not respect for actual journalism. That's not at all what that is. Here's another one. That's a lovely gesture from Paul Vermeerlin, who is a cookie monster. Well done. That's a lovely gesture.
So are you saying if somebody did their...
What?
Are you saying that if someone did their job right, the Pentagon should be so glad to see you leave?
Yes.
If you're actually asking real questions?
Yes. Like when John McCain, hold on a second. When John McCain went on Meet the Press, Senator John McCain went on Meet the Press, and Tim Russert interviewed him. And at the end of it, he says, "Thanks so much, Senator McCain, for joining us. We appreciate it." He goes, "Well, thanks, Tim. That was like getting a proctology exam. I can't say I enjoyed it."
That's how that
should go. That's how that should go. Not applause and standing ovations.
Let Philip talk.
I agree 100%. Like the relationship between the media, like journalism, and the government, who like as the fourth state or like they should be antagonistic. That
Yes.
should be the nature of the relationship.
Yes.
It should always be slightly uncomfortable. If a government official is comfortable with the press, that means they're not the press. They're just an arm of the propaganda, because it has to be. It needs to be antagonistic.
Yes,
Yeah.
by their very nature, right? And so, again, here's Caitlin Johnstone. She had a fabulous quote on this today. We love Caitlin Johnstone. She said, "I actually can't think of a clearer sign that the United States does not have a free and independent press than for the U.S. military to be gushing affectionately about the career of a longtime CNN Pentagon correspondent myself. And I can't think of a more disgraceful way for a journalist to retire than with a standing ovation at the Pentagon. Surely there can be no clearer mark of journalistic failure than being thanked by the U.S. military for your lifetime of service. If your journalistic relationship with the corrupt, murderous U.S. military was ever anything other than oppositional and their feelings towards you anything but hostile, it's because you were never a journalist. You were their PR agent." Ouch.
Wow.
Starr has been parroting Pentagon fake talking points for years. Here are a few examples that Caitlin really found great. Perhaps most notably, the Syrian gas attacks, that Assad was gassing his own people. Total garbage, totally debunked by anyone who actually wants to spend the time looking at it.
Yes.
Totally made up and fabricated by the West, and parroted and carried by Barbara Starr on CNN. Watch.
This Syrian chemical weapons site near Aleppo is just 10 miles from the latest fighting, one of dozens of chemical weapons sites across Syria.
Yeah, not true.
No.
Not true. Total propaganda that you just parroted from your friends that gave you a standing ovation. Here's another one. "We need some PR work, Barbara." Hey, Barbara, late night call from your friend. You remember me? "We need some PR work for our crack team of snipers. Can you put together a news package for us real quick showing off how awesome they are?" Watch.
Jordan's crack counterterrorism battalion. Assaulting compounds, just one of their skills. Expert snipers, always ready. The same skills U.S. commandos are practicing here. We are showing a mock house used for training. U.S. troops have seen this before. This is the kind of training those Navy SEALs got before they assaulted Osama bin Laden's compound, coming up a dark staircase, not knowing what is waiting for them at the top.
And here's my favorite one. Barbara Starr praising the assassination, the killing of Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi, which Obama called for and which totally destabilized the region. And there's so much to say about Muammar Gaddafi, but I'll just let Barbara Starr say it because she loves it.
For the president, this is now a third national security plus, a win, if you will, after Osama bin Laden and the killing of Anwar al-Awlaki, the al-Qaeda operative in Yemen. Now, a third in a row where his strategy of letting NATO take the lead on this has apparently, by all accounts, perhaps worked at the end of the day. So this will be something that will also have political play in the United States, a plus for the White House. It'll be hard to see how the Republican presidential candidates may decide to play it and what they will criticize now at this point. But what will come next is...
Yeah. Well, I mean, how are you going to criticize this amazing moment? Like, we just assassinated the leader of Libya. Like, this is an amazing congratulations to the Pentagon for doing this and totally...
For his opposition to the West.
Yeah, because he stood up to the West. We went and assassinated him.
And his belief in a secular Arab, an independent Arab nation.
Yeah. Screw you, Gaddafi. You can't have that. You can't be independent and be nuclear independent also. You can't do that. Energy independent from the United States. We're going to come in and assassinate you.
Well, and
good job.
She also mentioned Anwar al-Awlaki, and I did a story way back about his son and everything, and how he was actually trying to teach children that just because Americans come over here and kill our family doesn't mean that the Americans deserve to die. Like, he was trying to stop that divide and let these kids not turn into terrorists, and they deemed him a terrorist. And he was the first American citizen that was ever assassinated by a U.S. president. And she's praising that too.
So she loves it. Yeah, it's great for Obama. And finally, here is a CENTCOM. CENTCOM sent out congratulations as well, not to be outdone by the Pentagon. Here's the U.S. Central Command. Today closes a remarkable career. Like, the U.S. Central Command sent out a tweet A remarkable career for CNN's Barbara Starr, a leader in the Pentagon press corps. Her aggressive reporting and tireless commitment to the truth brought this nation closer to its military. She will forever be missed. Isn't that so telling?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, she's an honest and open reporter, right? So much so that you think you'd be able to go and read her tweets publicly, right? She's a transparent reporter. But if you go to her Twitter page, no, you can't. Her tweets are protected, so you can't read her tweets. I guess just the people that she deems are able. Oh, you're not a free and open press person, Barbara Starr? Nope. No, you're not. But someone did respond, even though we can't see it. We can see some of her responses. And here's a general, Russell Honore. General, well, Ms. Starr, I met you during my time in Joint Chief of Staff. It was as it was, you knew a lot more than I did, and we traveled together during Katrina. You know Department of Defense better than most. We will miss you. Thanks for your service to our democracy. Free and independent press. CNN. Yeah. I mean, clown show. I mean, this is what we have for a free press in the United States.
Yeah. You know, when you first started this segment, I was like, well, she seems like a nice, older lady ready to retire. Are we really going to hit on her? And then I see these, like, you're celebrating an assassination of a foreign leader on behalf of Obama.
That's how she gets away with it.
I'm like,
well, this is why
that's not okay.
This is like the Dolores Umbridge of news.
She is a Dolores Umbridge.
She looks like a nice, old lady. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Philip.
No, I was going to say this is why they have rules against and like discourage spouses from testifying against each other in a trial, because you can't really trust that they're going to tell the truth because they're in bed with that person.
Yes.
So that it's like this is why you have those kinds of divides in conflict of interest such as this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just an observation.
No, it's a great point. Putting up, and again, anytime you're working for these organizations that make money off of war, right? They profit from it. CNN does. And also, how many members of the Pentagon are paid by CNN on the payroll?
Yeah.
I mean, it's totally incestuous relationship. Anyway, I wanted to bring you that story. Love to hear your thoughts on that, on this cozy relationship with the press and the Pentagon. Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at Redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to Redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.